for them to stay in that zone and force them to have to play man-to-man, which we feel like we have some matchups that are favorable for us.
Dwight, tonight, LeBron James an assist away from yet another playoff triple-double. After competing against him for all these years, and now, as you said, having a full calendar year as his teammate, does he ever cease to surprise or amaze you?
Man, me and LeBron have been playing against each other since we was 15 years old. So I've seen it all from him. I'm just happy to see that, you know, in year 17, he's still able to play at a very high level. And just the fact that he enjoys his game so much, and we enjoy just being around each other off the court. You know, we've really grown, you know, over these past couple of months being here, being here in this bubble. And we're like a big family. And just to see him thrive on the court, you know, it's amazing. You know, I tell him all the time I'm very happy and proud for him.
Dwight, talk to me about you and Rondo's connection. Seems like y'all got a special connection off the floor and on the floor. I can see you smiling. You two just seem connected.
Yeah, you know, me and Rondo, we the class of 2004. It's only 3 of us left, and it's actually me, Rondo, and Andre Iguodala. You know, so for me and Doe, it's just like, man, this is our last couple of years, man. Let's enjoy it together. Let's, you know, just really break bread and, you know, just go out with a bang, you know, whatever that may be. And, you know, he's been here this whole, you know, this whole bubble experience, and, you know, he's been lifting me up when I haven't had those opportunities to play. And then when he broke his thumb, you know, I was trying to call him and check on him every day. And then, you know, inside the bubble when he got back, it's breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know, the bus stop in the back of the bubble, just talking and watching film, and just all the life experiences that we've had over the years of being in the NBA. And it's been amazing. I'm happy to have a teammate and a friend like Rondo.
Dwight, Smitty's a newbie here to the bubble. He's only been out of quarantine for a couple of days. They let him out. I'm on day 71. You're on day 85, I believe.
Yeah.
For those watching at home who maybe haven't really locked into what this has been like for nearly 3 months, how do you describe what this has been like?
Whew, man. Well, you know what? It's been good and
Make
bad.
that noise again.
It's been really good, but also it's been times where it's like, man, I wish I could go home, see my family, see my kids, and, you know, just get some, you know, get back to some normal things. But at the same time, you know, just being here has allowed all of us to become closer, and also to really find out who we are as you know, individuals, you know, because it's no outside distractions, there's no noise, it's just a team and it's just you. You know, so you have that time to go around and walk and meditate and just be by yourself, or you can be around your teammates, or you can see Hall of Famers like Steve Smith just walking around, you know. So it's
the Michigan State Hall of Fame you're talking about?
I believe he's a Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
In my book.
Hey, listen to Dwight.
In my book.
My bad.
So, you know, I'm just very thankful for that opportunity just to be here, because, you know, we could have been somewhere else, you know, and it's a lot of stuff going on in our world. And we get an opportunity to, you know, really just grow as individuals, but also teammates. So I'm happy about that.
All right, well, Superman, Shaq's in our studio. You have a message for him as we throw it back to Atlanta?
Oh, man, just Shaq, you know, I enjoy. He's always been one of my favorite players growing up. I'm just happy that, you know, I'm wearing the purple and gold like he did. And, you know, I know he was the focal point of his team, but I'm being Superman in my role, doing the best I can to help bring this team a ring. So thank you, Shaq, for all the kind words. I always appreciate you, and looking forward to getting out the bubble and wrestling with you.
Well, we'd like to see that. Who do you think wins?
Well, Shaq got me about 400 pounds, so I'm going to have to...
400. Dwight, we appreciate it. Congratulations on Game 1, the victory. Let's go back to our studio here in Atlanta as we continue our live coverage after the Lakers' victory.
Thank you so much, Jared, Smitty, and Dwight. Shaq, obviously, I have to come to you.
Superman is in the building.
It was so sweet. Got me a little teary-eyed.
Say it again, Kenny.
Super.
Say it again,
I'm
Kenny.
talking
I'm
about
knock you out.
I'm talking about you in the building, not him.
You ready? Glad you guys are here with us this evening. And, of course, the entire gang will be back right now. We got the whole crew here to help walk us through what happened in this game. We've got Shaquille O'Neal presenting with all of his trophies. Kenny the Jet Smith, who has also won championships, just not able to show us the hardware in this moment. And Isaiah Thomas, another Hall of Famer and another champion. here with us. Guys, thanks for sticking around. This is going to be very interesting. The first thing I'd like to bring to your attention, this is the largest loss the Miami Heat has suffered since January, when they lost also in the city of Orlando by 20 points. Is anybody surprised that this happened in Game 1? Kenny, start with you.
I would say I'm surprised at the ease that Lakers had, in the second and third quarters. But, Isaiah, myself, and Shaq, we've all seen Game 1 blowouts. When I was a teenager, or even before a teenager, the Boston Massacre, when they blew out the Lakers and all of those kind of things. So you see this in a series. It's just one game. But what I did notice, and Isaiah, you could kind of touch on this as well, is that the Heat have to get more athletic. They do look better when Nunn is in the game. They do look better when Olynyk's in the game. I would try, with Jones, who had been a really big contributor to them throughout the regular season, possibly could see some minutes in this game, because they have to get to the shooters in the zone quicker, and they have to get back on defense quicker. So I think they have to get more athletic in game 2 to make it more, to contest more shots.
Isaiah, I'm glad that Kenny brought you up, because actually I wanted to get to you next anyway. You have some experience in the finals with Game 1s, dealing with lots of injuries to the opponent when you faced the Lakers, and they had 2 of their significant players, their stars, go down. What is the mindset of the other team? In this case, it was you, the Pistons. Tonight, it was the Lakers. Do you need to step on their necks and finish them off?
That's why it's called a marathon and not a sprint. And Kenny and Shaq, all of us have won championships, and the toll that it takes on your body throughout the year, and then you're going to face injuries, in the finals. And when you have an opponent down, you really have to make sure that you don't let them have any confidence or any belief that they can come back in this series. And when I look at the Lakers right now, the Lakers are bigger, they're faster, and they're stronger. And, Kenny and I, we have Shaq sitting here, one of the most dominant players ever in our league. And, when the player is bigger than you, and he's faster than you, and he's stronger than you, the only thing you can really rely on or depend on is if that player makes a mistake that gives the smaller athlete a chance to win. But if that bigger, faster, stronger player doesn't make a mistake, then that smaller player has no shot. When I look at the Lakers, they are bigger, faster, and stronger, and LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're not making any mistakes. So consequently, the smaller Miami Heat really didn't have a chance to win tonight.
Shaq, I want to come to you and ask you about Coach Spoelstra, since you did play for him in Miami. When you look back to the series against Boston, when the Heat lost pretty big in Game 3, Spoelstra said afterwards he was glad they had so much time, because he really wanted them to think about the loss. Speak to the mindset of Spoelstra and what they might be thinking after this loss moving forward to Game 2.
Well, it's obvious that the game plan was to crowd LeBron James, double LeBron James, because when you look at the Lakers, and Isaiah and Kenny knows this, they have guys that can knock down shots, but they're not a great shooting team. So when you play against a guy like LeBron James, you say, okay, LeBron, get 50, we're going to control the others, or we're going to stop LeBron and beat us from the outside. The Lakers shot the ball very well. Now, the question is, can they shoot like that, a high percentage from three-point land, in 3 more games to win the championship? Only time will tell. Eric Spoelstra, he's the master of making adjustments. They're going to make adjustments. They know they didn't play well. When you're dealing with the Miami Heat culture, Kenny and Isaiah also knows this. When you play a bad game, you can't sleep. You listen to all the press. You're looking for more fuel to add to the fire. So they're going to go back to the drawing boards. They're going to have a walkthrough. They're going to watch film. And, Jimmy is not soft. Bam is not soft. If they could, take some anti-inflammatories, if they can come out there and play, they're going to come out there and play. Anthony Davis said it best. We can't have another slow start, because the Lakers from the outside, they shot the ball well. They were down, they came back, they really started shooting well. They was able to get the lead and keep the lead. But I agree with Isaiah. The Lakers are bigger, they are faster, they are stronger, but I expect the Heat to come out with much more effort. They don't want to hear that, oh, we're injured and, we can't play. They're definitely going to compete. But the question is, and, for everybody out there watching, can the Lakers shoot the ball like that consistently to win a championship? Only time will tell.
Well, you brought up the master of adjustments and head coach Eric Spoelstra for the Miami Heat. Let's listen to what his post-game comments are. My favorite things that we do. Welcome back inside the studio, at least for me. Everybody else is on your screen. Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Isaiah Thomas. Kenny, let's start with you. I want to talk a little bit about Anthony Davis and what he's been doing here lately in the playoffs. He has been their go-to player. He's been on fire as we show you this shot chart. It is a little bit complicated, but I'm going to help you out. Red means fire, as in he's hot in those red zones. What do you think about his play, Kenny?
Well, it seems like the only zone that he's not hot is on the other side of the court, on the other side of half court. But, it just shows his versatility, because he can score in the mid post, he can score in the low post, and he can obviously shoot the three. Obviously, shooting it better from the middle and from the right side than anywhere else. But I think the difference will be, Stephanie and Isaiah and Shaq and Steve can answer this as well. I think there's going to be a difference where I think it's game one, playing against a zone for a particular time. The Lakers who are not perimeter, that zone, I think you'll see a heavy dose of it from Miami, because they score so easy in the paint. So it's interesting to see what they do against the zone. Where does Anthony Davis play against the zone as well? Will be interesting to watch as we break this down. So I'm really interested to see what they do with that. Zeke or Shaq or Steve, what do you think about that?
Kenny, I think you hit it right on the head. I think that zone. Well, go ahead, big fella. You want?
No, go ahead, Steve. You're older.
I think Kenny hit it right on the head. I think that zone is going to be interesting, like Kenny said. Where does he play? And I think when you start to look at zone, we all played against it in college. It takes away your aggressiveness. You got to be a guy that can play in that mid post, be able to make plays for other. And that's the one thing I want to see from AD is